place that we normally end our practice in. Legs extended, arms by your side. Exhale everything out. And then from here, take a nice deep breath in through the nose, expanding belly, expanding chest. And exhale out through the mouth. Take 2 more breaths like that. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. One more nice deep breath in. And let it go. And then from here, you can just find a nice even breath in and out through the nose. With every inhalation, feeling the breath expanding through the belly, expanding through the chest. And with every exhalation, feeling the breath traveling back down the spine, chest into the belly, and imagining the body relaxing just a little bit more with every exhalation that you take. We'll take a few more moments here, focusing on your breath. And as always, when the mind starts to wander, starts to drift off into a thought, just acknowledge it, acknowledge the thought for what it is. And then just let it go and come back to your next breath. Not attaching yourself to the thought, not dwelling on it, not forming an opinion on it. Same with any distractions that you may have in your home. Let them go. Focusing on your breath. A few more moments, finding your next exhalation. And then taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, expanding through the belly, expanding through the chest. And exhale out through the mouth. From here, you can just begin to rock the head from side to side. A little bit of movement in the neck. And then we'll bring the back of the head back to the mat. Let's start to bend the knees. We're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat. And I want you to go ahead and grab your strap now. We are going to place the strap around the ball of the right foot. And you're just going to slide your hands down that strap as much as you can so you can allow the elbows to rest comfortably on the mat. So there's no tension in the upper body, only stretching out through the back of that right leg. And if it feels okay for your low back, you can go ahead and slide that left foot forward, extending that left leg out. And we'll just take a few breaths here in this hamstring stretch. And you can play with how close you want to get that right leg towards you. Maybe just gently bringing that right knee towards or right leg towards you and then away, just kind of going forwards and backwards. You might even play with kind of finding a little bit more movement from side to side, little circles. Or rotating that right leg in and out. And take one more breath here. And then on your next exhalation, let's take both ends of the strap with the right hand We're going to bring our left hand to that left hip just to keep it from rising. And then we're going to open that right leg out to the right. Getting into our inner hip flexor. Nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. One more breath here. And then from here, you can bring that right leg back through center. Let's take both ends of the strap now with our left hand. We'll take our right hand this time, just bringing it to our right hip. Again, we don't want to let that right hip rise. Both sit bones will stay on the mat. We're going to point our right toes out to the right. So an external rotation of that right leg. And then we're going to start to bring that right leg just left of center. Imagining that that right foot is moving towards the left shoulder. So we're really getting into our IT band. Breathing here. If it feels good, you can even take that right hand and just gently massage the outside and the back of that right leg. One more breath. And then from here, let's bring that right leg back through center. We are going to bend that right knee. Now it's optional. You can keep the strap coming into a half happy baby or just release the strap and take your hand to that right foot, drawing the knee in towards the underarm, right foot pressing up towards the ceiling. And then let's bring that right knee in towards the chest. We'll interlace the hands around that right shin. Let's circle our right foot 3 times in one direction. 3 times in the other direction. And we'll do the same thing with our knee. So we'll just take our hands to our kneecap, stir that knee 3 times in one direction. 3 times in the other direction. And then from here with the hands on that right shin, I want you just to lift your head up off the mat and bring your forehead to touch the kneecap. And then as you exhale, release, right leg extends, arms by your side. So we're back where we began. And I want you just to take a moment, noticing the difference between the right side and the left. Maybe the right side feels longer, or maybe there's just more sensation in the right side. And then you can slowly start to bend the knees again. We'll bring the soles of the feet back to the mat. We'll take the strap this time around the ball of the left foot. Sliding the hands down the strap, elbows resting on the mat. If you did so on the other side, you can go ahead and extend that right leg down to the mat. And same thing on this left side, just a little bit of movement here. So that left leg doesn't need to just be like straight and still. You can draw the left leg a little closer and back off, or gently rock the left leg from side to side or in little circles. Or externally rotate that left leg in and out. Just bringing movement and bringing sensation into it. I'm just taking one more breath here. And then from here, go ahead, bring both ends of the strap into your left hand. Right hand to that right hip, Let's open that left leg out to the left. Just allowing gravity to do its thing. Left leg will go where it wants to go. Making sure that right hip isn't rising. Breathing into our hip crease. One more breath here. And then we can start to bring that left leg back overhead. We'll take both ends of the strap now with our right hand to left hip. As we point the left toes to the left, but then bring that left leg just right of center. And then if you did so on the other side, you can always take that left hand, gently massaging where that stretch is affecting that left thigh the most. Massaging your hamstring and your IT band. One more breath. And then from here, let's bring that left leg back through center. We're going to come into our half happy baby. Once again, you can place the strap aside if you did so on the other side, reaching for that left foot, drawing the knee in towards the underarm. And then from here, you can bring that left knee in towards the chest. Hands are going to interlace around that left shin. We're going to circle that left foot 3 times one way. And the other direction. And then the same thing with our knee, taking the kneecap and just bringing that left knee 3 times one way. 3 times the other way. And then from here, we're just going to pick our head up, bring that forehead to touch the left kneecap. And exhale, release back where we began. Legs extended, arms by your side. And once again, just taking a moment here. Focusing on your breath. And noticing any new sensation that might be in the left side of the body. And then from here, we will start to bring both knees in towards the chest. You can wrap your hands around both shins and then just gently rock side to side, little circles, anything that feels good for the back. And then we're just going to take that rock right over to the right side. Just finding a fetal position here for a moment before pressing yourself up to a seat. All right, coming into our first restorative pose, we're going to come into a modified version of pigeon. So the right leg is going to be your normal pigeon leg, but the left leg, instead of extending it back, you're going to bend through the left knee. So that right foot is going to come to the inside of that left thigh, right at the kneecap. And the left foot is going to be at your left hip. And I'm going to use a bolster here, but you can use your pillows. You can also put your blocks underneath your pillows for a little bit of elevation. And when you're ready, you can just go ahead and lower yourself down. You can bring one cheek to the pillow. And I will let you know about halfway through when you can switch to the other cheek so your neck doesn't get stiff. If your cheek is to one side, you can bring the other cheek to the mat. And start to gently press your way back up. And we're just going to bring our hands behind us. So the palms are going to face our hips. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat as wide as the mat. And we'll just windshield wiper our legs for a moment, just nice and slow. And then from here, we'll begin to bring that right foot next to the right sit bone, left foot to the right thigh. And when you're ready to come down, you can start to lower yourself down. Same thing, whichever cheek that you decide to place on your pillow. I'll tell you when you can switch directions. You can turn your head the other direction. And start to gently press our way back up. And then once again, let's just bring the hands behind the hips. We're going to bring those feet as wide as the mat, and then we'll just windshield wipe for the knees, right to left. And then from here, we're going to come into a wide-legged straddle. Now, whatever props that you have that you can put underneath you, you can do that. I'm going to use my bolster. I would say just stack as many pillows, blocks underneath you. I'm putting a block underneath my bolster. My legs extended around the bolster. And then same thing, when you're ready, you're just going to lower yourself down. I'm going to stack my hands and bring the forehead on my stacked hands. I kind of like that better than bringing my cheek from side to side. But you can do whatever you'd like as long as you're nice and comfortable. Focusing on your breath. Letting everything else go. Find your next exhalation. And gently press your way back up. All right, so from here, we're going to begin to set ourselves up for a reclined spinal twist on our back. You're going to want to take your pillows or your blankets and just set it up so they're going to be at the right side of your mat, just right near your hip. And then you can just go ahead and lay on down. You can, of course, put something underneath your head as well, like a pillow or a blanket as well. And then from here, you're just going to bring your knees in towards your chest and then drop those knees over on to your pillow to the right. Hips can scooch over to the left, head turns to the left as well. Make any adjustments that you need to. For instance, that bolster is entirely too high for a twist, so I'm not going to use it. You can also put a blanket in between the knees if that feels comfortable. And then just really allowing yourself to settle in here in your twist. Nice deep breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. If at any point the neck becomes uncomfortable, turn to the left. You can always just have the back of the head to the mat, gazing up towards the ceiling instead of to the left. Entirely up to you. Just making sure you're comfortable. That's the most important thing in a restorative yoga class. And start to gently bring the soles of the feet back to the mat, sit bones to the mat. And then you can take your pillows, your blankets, whatever you had underneath your knees on the other side. And you can start to drop the knees or bring those over, to the other side. And then you're going to bring those knees over to the other side on top of them. Scooching the hips a bit over to the right. Head either turns to the right or just keeping the head neutral. And of course, just focusing on your breath. And then from here, we're going to start to bring the soles of the feet back to the mat. Low back to the mat. We'll just take a moment to bring the knees back in towards the chest and a little bit of rocking from side to side to massage out through the back. Anywhere that you feel the need to massage right now, low back, thoracic spine, maybe up in between the shoulders. And then from here, we're going to pick up our head and bring our forehead to try to touch both knees. And on your exhalation, we're releasing everything out onto the mat, coming into our Shavasana. Now, if you want to take a moment here to make sure you're nice and comfortable in your Shavasana, you can always put on any extra layers or using any props that you normally like to use in your Shavasana to really allow yourself to get comfortable, to really allow yourself to fully let go. Imagining the back of your body is melting into the mat as if the mat was made out of quicksand. And the front of your body is light, supported by the back body. Letting go of any tension in the body. Starting with your toes, soles of the feet, the ankles, the calves, backs of your knees, and your thighs, your hips releasing. And then on your next inhalation, feeling the breath expanding through the belly. And then on your exhalation, feeling the breath softening through the belly, softening through the waist and your low back as well. Releasing any tension from the fingers, the hands, the wrists, your forearms, your biceps. The heads of the shoulders are heavy, melting away from the body towards the mat. On your next breath in, feeling the breath expanding into your chest, your rib cage, your lungs. And on your exhalation, imagining the entire length of the spine releasing from the back of your neck down to the tip of the tailbone and all the muscles surrounding it in the back. No tension in your jaw. Maybe the lips are slightly open. Eyes resting on the backs of the eyelids. No tension in between the eyebrows, corners of the eyes, or your forehead. Deep breath in through the nose, expanding belly, expanding chest, rising through the rib cage. And on your exhalation, imagining any leftover tension leaving your body out through the crown of your head. You can begin to deepen the breath. And gently sway your head from side to side. And then on your next breath in, you can go ahead, reach the arms up, give yourself a big old stretch. And then go ahead and bend those knees. We're going to find a fetal position to the right side. Letting the head be heavy for a moment. Keeping the eyes closed. And then we'll just start to slowly begin to press your way up. Finding a comfortable seat. Let's bring the hands to heart center, palms in Anjali Mudra. We'll close our practice just by gently bowing our head to our hands. Thank yourself for doing something good for your body as well as your mind. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.